Yeah, so you got a couple of things going on here. On the one hand, we've talked about the demographic problem, and that problem's not going away anytime soon. I see that like the rip current. You can't necessarily see it, but it's moving along progressively. And, as I said, nations that become Islamic demographically are going to become Islamic politically as well. But what you're thinking, I'm asking you to be a bit of a prophet here, look into the future. So I'm doing that advisedly, obviously. You don't know the future, neither do I. But what do you see based on current trends with respect to terrorist attacks? Do you think that they're going to continue to escalate in terms of numbers, closeness and proximity and so forth?
Yeah, a long time ago, I formulated what I call Islam's rule of number. Okay, let's go back to the Islamic world, where Islam is strong and where you have large numbers of Muslims, and you see how non-Muslims are being treated. Of course, Christians tend to be a non-Muslim minority. And as we've seen, there's an unmitigated war of terrorism and persecution against them. Okay, and that's what's happening because and that's when Muslims are strong, when they have the government, when Christians are already ostracized, have no voice, have no power, they're still being attacked. Okay, now you take that paradigm and you apply it elsewhere. So, where are we? I was reading, for instance, remember the Nice terror attack in France. I forget how many died, the truck, 70 or so people. And then Reuters came up with an article. And the whole article from beginning to end is showing why Muslims are angry at France. And it goes all the way back, of course, to the Crusades, because, the Franks were the original Crusaders. And it goes back to this, and it goes back to that. But then it has some French authority, the president or someone saying that France is the number one European terror country being terrorized. But then somewhere else in that article, it also says France has the largest Muslim population. And to me, there's the correlation. It's not because of the Crusades. It's not about grievances. It's because they have a very large Muslim minority. Something like, I don't know, is it 10%? I don't know if of the whole country or just Paris or something like that, which is definitely significant for a Western nation. Therefore, I am not surprised to see that France is also the number one country being threatened and terrorized by Muslim terrorists. Because again, going back to keeping this very mathematical, you can say, the radicals are a very small percentage. Well, fine, 1%. Okay, but 1% of 100 is only one potential guy in a whole nation. 1% of, 100,000, you're going to have a much higher obvious percentage for acts of terrorism. So that's what I see. The more Muslim numbers grow in Western nations, you will see all the same phenomena, the anti-infidel hostility, including terrorist attacks, that you see happening to Christians in the Muslim world. You're going to see that happening in those countries. And of course, we're seeing that right now. But the more the numbers grow, the more you will see it.